In this video, we're going to go over the different types of ad types that you can actually do within Amazon's advertising console. So these are different types of campaigns that you can actually choose to create and have it display in different locations and with different parameters around them. So the three different types that you can do within advertising console is sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. So if ever in doubt, Amazon has actually made this a very simple preview to see where the ads show and what they actually do. And you can actually see through the scroll through, or you can open the expanding window to get a better idea. I'll even show you here on the search page. So right here on the web browser or the desktop, it actually shows here, it's talking about this as far as sponsored product. It's going to show up on the products here, sponsored, and then elsewhere where it's saying sponsored within each one of the individual unit placements that it's actually showing sponsored. So sponsored here, any location that's actually within this grouping is going to be that. And then it shows it here for the desktop and then here for the mobile version where it shows up in line within the mobile version. And there's multiple different types, right? And we'll get into that into a minute as far as where the other show up. You do have here in the search page, you also have on the listing itself, there are some sponsored product options, and it's going to show up under products related to this item. This is going to be additional sponsored product placement here and here. Those are going to be the different sponsored product options. Okay, now the next one is going to be sponsored brands, and there are multiple different types of sponsored brands, but generally these are going to be banner ads and then also video ads. And there's different types of banner ads that you can actually run, but that's mainly the meat of it. If you actually open up this window here or expand this window here, it'll actually show you here at the top of the search right here, this is a sponsored banner ad. Okay, so it shows it here at the top. It'll show different formats with it. So this is a sponsored brands video ad format in the search. Oh, so this one's actually showing this placement. So it's showing this, that it's in between the different searches because there's going to be sponsored products above and below it. Over here, this one is going to be sponsored brands part collection ASIN only ad format on top of search. So this is a banner ad or for a product collection or a storefront that can actually show up here. So it's almost this exact same format. It's at the top of search. There's no products above or below, or there's only products below. So it's symbolizing this right here. And then the next one over, a store spotlight ad format on top of search. So like I said, you can actually do a product collection, which is like this. That's actually what this is, a product collection. And then you can also do where it's a store format. So you'll see here, this is actually the store itself, the kitchen store, kitchen smart. And then it has the different categories of the different products. And so you can have it formatted differently where instead of it highlighting the actual products like this previous one here, the collections or the ASINs, it actually is showing different spotlights. Okay, and then the next one, this is just showing the sponsored brands product collection custom image. So this same format here on the mobile version. So those are going to be essentially where their placements are. And then comes the sponsored display ads. Okay, and if you open up this window, there's sponsored display ad placements on Amazon. And so within the actual product page, you'll actually see that if you come into the product page, it's actually showing here this exact same format right here, right? So the main image, and then the different variation types, and then the buy box, the title, bullet points, everything here is showing that same format right here. And so it's saying right here at the top, this is going to be a sponsored display ad. If there's one here, so saying this is a sponsored display. This is a sponsored display because it's showing up within the ad placement or within the listing, sponsored display. And then there's a couple other sponsored display. It can show like sponsored display video ad right here. Similar brands. So this will either be display or they've actually started integrating some of the sponsored brand video ads also into this for beta testing. And so those are just some basic placement options as far as where that is going. Now with some additional things with Amazon or sponsored display ads, this is on. Now there are other options where you can actually choose off Amazon or on sister sites. So such as this one that shows on Twitch, you can actually choose sponsored display ad placement on different locations. So if you're targeting certain customers that have actually visited your page recently or recent viewers, if they're on Twitch, it can actually show up in a different, what is called an ad placement on Twitch. And so it kind of shows that as an example here. Another Twitch example is a different sponsored ad placement on the lineup. So instead of it being a banner, it would actually show up here in a display. This is just an ad placement off of Amazon on some other generic website. Amazon does have the option to actually trigger this within a website that follows Amazon's ad policies. And so you can actually get placement off of Amazon that way. And you can, another one as far as a generic website that follows Amazon's ads policies and is part of their contributing program, you can actually show up on that website's location, even if it's a blog or something else that is considered an affiliated website, right? And so that's one of the things that you can do for targeting different demographics, people coming in, interest-based, etc. So sponsored display, in my opinion, is probably one of the most broad opportunities that you can get. Very heavy for impression-based a lot of times, especially off of Amazon. You're doing some retargeting efforts, that type of stuff. Sponsored brand really is more of just brand awareness. You can show good images associated with your product, show up in categories, category conversions, how is your brand in general being perceived and viewed, that there. So that's where like the video content, the banner ads, that type of stuff is really powerful. And then the sponsored product is just the placement. So where your placement is within the search fields and on other product pages. So all other options within this can be formatted or chosen for the different campaign types. You can actually go in and choose sponsored product, sponsored display, or sorry, sponsored. So search terms or product targeting campaigns here. You can do similar with sponsored brands and also sponsored display, but those are within the actual targeting aspects, but this is the broad aspect of these. If ever in doubt, you can always come and actually click on the Explore Sponsored Products, Brands, or Display, and it will, of course, explain additional opportunities and metrics and things there to you.